Hello and welcome to the Hutchinson Veterans Outreach Program. I am here with Mary Bergerson, and we are talking about the Mission Project, which is where you are out of and what you do. Well, first explain just how it is that you got going a little bit.
Well, when my husband finished his service, he suffered from PTSD and he had a back injury, so he was in with the opioids and that kind of thing, and so he was in the process of weaning off of his pain medication and trying to start a life among the civilians, and he had gotten his degree in graphic arts, and we moved down to the cities and he got a job with Starkey Hearing Labs in their print shop, and but unfortunately shortly after he started his job he committed suicide, and I was having a hard time moving forward and getting out of bed, and I said I needed something to keep me going, and this is what happened.
So you decided not to just sit around and do nothing, and more you got active in it.
Right. My main goal is to stop other soldiers from following in his footsteps, and I think the main thing that we need to do is to let the soldiers know that they're not alone and that people care. I don't think we'll ever know what it's like to walk in their footsteps. I've heard some stories that will, break your heart, and so it's just we have to do our part. And there's things that they feel that they can't share with their wives or their families, and so we have our Freedom Fighters group, and that allows them to gather and share a meal and talk to each other about the issues they might be going through and work through things as a group. In the service you're used to doing things as units, and so the Freedom Fighters group that we run is set up so it's like a unit. They can come and share food, get free acupuncture, chiropractic, massage, a community meal, live music, and visit. And there's a lot of healing that goes on in that visiting and a lot of networking. Like we have a homeless vet that bought a mobile home, one of those ones you travel with, and he's living out of it, and so he's trying to get it livable, and he's networking with other vets. Hey, can you help me? Do you know a plumber? Do you know a painter? Do you know this or that? And so it's an opportunity with us not having any medical stuff. They get to fix themselves. I just stand back and watch it happen. I just create the environment.
Well, it's amazing what happens when veterans get together.
Yeah.
There's so much networking that goes on. I mean, everything from healing from past wounds to healing just even as far as coming here, just being a brand new vet home. To be able to sit and talk to other veterans that know what you're going through.
Well, and our Freedom Fighters group, it has older veterans, Vietnam era, Korea, and the newer ones coming back, and so there's some knowledge there that the older vets might know and be able to share. Hey, this is how I dealt with that. I think the main difference is when you were coming back from war during World War II or Vietnam or Korea, you had more time to come home. Now the vets are flying, they're flying home and they're there with no decompression time or not enough, and not enough care, not enough mental health care, and we're losing 22 to 23 soldiers a day to suicide, and that number probably went up higher during the pandemic.
I'm thinking that it probably did, but they haven't said. I think they kind of keep that under wraps.
Yeah.
They don't like to realize that, we maybe need a little bit more help with our soldiers. But there are plenty of ways that the communities can reach out, that veterans can reach out to each other to help out their veterans. Like I said, your project is one of them. You have an event coming up here August 8th.
Yes, that's our annual fundraiser, and we're having a silent auction and a DJ, and I'll have munchies out on the table, and then the place that we're hosting it at is the Eagles Club in Bloomington, and they'll have a short menu that people can order off of. I learned the hard way. I used to order food and have it there for people to pay to get in, and now I don't do the pay to get in. We have the auction, and they can order off the menu, and then I'm not out any cost of the food that is. Yeah. So and I'm cheating because without my family, I have holidays and birthdays by myself, and that's hard for me. So I scheduled this one on my birthday, so I get to be surrounded by people
nice.
and turn 60 at the same time.
That is a great way to do
Yeah.
it. I'm all for anything that you can do to help yourself or help other people emotionally,
So
mentally.
holidays are hard, and birthdays and anniversaries, like his birthday, his suicide date, my wedding anniversary, those days are hard. And so I try and surround myself or do a packing event. You know, like around Christmas, I'll spend the day writing letters to put into care packages to our troops. I try to focus on this when I'm in a spot where I don't want to move forward, when I get stuck, and that happens a lot at the holidays or special anniversaries kind of thing.
Yeah, I used to always say that the best way we can move forward is to help other people in the process.
Absolutely.
Basically, because then it gives us more of a sense of self.
And purpose.
Exactly. Exactly. So basically, on August 8th, which is a Sunday.
Yeah.
So between 3 to 6 p.m. And this is going to be held in Bloomington.
Yes, at the Eagles Club.
At the Eagles Club. So have people come down and say happy birthday. And then you got some other things going on. Now I know you said you do packages. Those are mainly around Christmas, or how often do you
Well,
send those?
we send packages year-round. I work with the Yellow Ribbon Network, and then I have a sign-up on my website, so soldiers who know they're going overseas can send their address to me. And but a lot of times I get it through the Yellow Ribbon Network. We communicate when there's an urgent need. Like there's a group in Africa right now that are in country. They don't have electricity, they don't have anything, so they said please send hygiene and food and letters and notes. So Jackson was working on getting his Eagle badge, and he found me on the internet, and he called me up and he said, I would like to pack boxes for you to make my Eagle Scout badge. And so he delivered the boxes yesterday, and he did 110 boxes of, I think he said there's like 10 hygiene boxes and the rest are 100 food boxes. But he put totes in different people's businesses, and then different businesses also sent checks to help cover postage, and then I was able to take that money and give him money to go shopping with, because they specified for Jackson's project, you know.
Yeah.
And so he was able to do 110 boxes, and he put a letter in each box saying that he was making his Eagle Scout badge, and
that is a great way to do it, and a great way to reach out. To actually be able to reach out and touch people you probably will never ever run into. But it's nice to actually be able to give them a hand and for them to actually receive some of these things.
Right.
Because these are things that people wouldn't generally be getting.
we do an extra push at Christmas time. We do the care packages, the food and the hygiene year round. But at Christmas they get an extra box with the quilt and Christmas decorations and cards and letters. The Northeast Lions Club is a huge donator for me. They do a nut drive, and
nice.
they put the nuts in my care packages. So they do like a mixed nut and a cashew and a popcorn. So they'll donate, and they help with postage. They're an amazing group. But it's the community that makes this all happen, because if we didn't get the donations, we couldn't do what we do.
Exactly.
And my normal job is with Target, and they're a huge supporter too. I got Volunteer of the Year a couple years ago, which came with a $500 gift card to shop for the troops, and I got a nice little plaque to hang on my wall.
Oh, there you
yeah,
go.
so I got some recognition too.
Very nice.
But I just love it because everybody gets involved. It's not about me. It's about the soldiers, and it's about everybody that hears what I'm doing and wants to be a part of it. So they give money for postage, or they sponsor a box. So a box costs, a smaller box like this is between about $30 to fill. We have a 12 by 12 by 6 that's about $50 to $60 to fill. And then we use, like I said, Ship Thrifty to save money on our postage. And it's all electronic now. We can do the custom form and all of the postage and everything on the computer and print out labels and just tape them shut. And we can either call the post office and have them come pick them up, or I like to take pictures of the van full of boxes and
Oh, there
the
you go.
boxes piling up at the post office while they're checking them in. Those pictures go a long way to say, hey, we're out here.
Oh,
You know,
exactly.
and we need your help to help make this happen, or the veterans need your help to get this stuff, and it's just really important. So year-round we do food and hygiene, and we had a group in Africa that wanted baseball equipment, so we did that. We get special requests like that. So at Christmas time I try and send a Christmas box, like I said. And one year we had a unit wanted a floor hockey set instead of individual Christmas boxes. So we contacted
okay.
a sporting goods place in over by the U of M, and they packed it up and shipped it for us. So it went right over to Afghanistan, a full set of hockey gears.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, I mean, you don't always think about the things that they might want when they're over there, you know, or
Well,
the things that they miss.
And, you know, you saw my room, they send stuff back as mementos. You know, I got some money that's framed, and I've got flags that were flown in Iraq or Afghanistan, and just letters and special things from people. So I have all that in my room, which is kind of a funny thing, but then when I go to bed at night I can pray for my soldiers and what they go through, because I think they have so much in their heads that they're dealing with, and they need to find a way to get that out. And I just keep praying that I'm making a difference.
I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. Usually I go ahead and I would like you to actually put out there how to get a hold of you or your organization, website. I mean,
Okay.
we'll post all this on the end of the show,
Okay.
but sometimes people don't.
Well, we do have a website. It's missionproject2005.org.
Okay.
And our email is really close to that. It's missionproject2005@gmail.com.
From what I understand, you take monetary donations.
Yep, and donations for care packages, so food and hygiene and gifts. We have to be careful, no aerosols, anything that squirts, we can't send it. If we send batteries, they have to be in their original packaging. You can't divvy those up. And that's what takes so long in packing the boxes, because anything that will leak or melt, so like shampoos and deodorants all have to be bagged so they don't leak all over things. Because you gotta remember, the temperature is a whole lot different over there than it is here.
Yeah.
So we can't send chocolate unless it's winter time. But that's why I said the Lions are so great. They give us the nuts and help us there.
So, monetary donations, they can send that
In-kind
directly
stuff.
to.
The Mission Project, and our address here at the Mission Project is 912 3rd Avenue Northeast in Minneapolis, 55413.
Okay. Now, do you normally have volunteers to come and help you do boxes, or if somebody is interested in helping you do boxes, how would they go about it and what would they do?
Well, Jackson found us on the internet, just found our website and gave me a call and said, hey, I'd like to do this as my Eagle Scout thing. Normally it works really good if we have just 2 or 3 people at a time.
Yeah.
And I usually just line boxes up around the room in a row, and they'll go, I have milk crates with all one item in it. So you'll take a milk crate and you'll walk around and drop one in every box, and then we go to the next milk crate and drop it around. And then we play puzzles and put it all together until it matches in a box. And so I'm always taking volunteers to help pack boxes. The biggest request we have is letters from home. So if there's anybody who can't help with that kind of thing, if you can write letters to include in the boxes, that we do that year round too, but special emphasis on Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day. We had a Mission Project soldier get killed on New Year's Eve, so we tried to, by the time I heard about it, it was closer to Valentine's Day, so we made a scrapbook, and I had these foam hearts, and everybody wrote messages, and then I scrapbook pages around the hearts, and we sent them big scrapbooks in 3-ring binders saying we love you, you know. So,
Just a way to reach out and show you care.
so if you're crafty and you want to make things, you know, they just like to hear from home, and they want to make sure they're not forgotten. that people care, so.
Exactly. And sometimes even the smallest things go the longest distance.
Well, I used to say that I knew I did the right thing when I know that I've saved at least one soldier's life. And many years ago, I had a soldier come to my door, and he knocked, and he said his wife served him with divorce papers while he was serving, and he was contemplating suicide, and my box arrived. And I tell my story in every box, so everybody knows that I know what that feels like. So don't do it, because they're thinking, at least this is how I conceive what they're thinking, is that they think they're doing us a favor because they're causing us pain, and they don't want to hurt us. They don't want to share what they know because they don't want to hurt us. So, but they don't realize the pain that they left behind and the ripple effect of that pain. And so hopefully in sharing my story in the care packages, the soldiers know, hey, that isn't a good choice because we miss you and we love you. My husband's been gone 17 years now, and I still miss him like it was yesterday.
Yeah, that doesn't go away. When you love somebody or care about somebody, it doesn't go away. And there's a lot of love you can tell that goes into these boxes and goes into the blankets and goes out to the veterans. Sometimes it's just a hard time to get some of the veterans to actually see that, no, there are people there. Just keep reaching out.
Well, and the blankets are a huge thing. I mean, they're done by prisoners in Indiana at Wabash Valley Correctional, and these people, they're behind bars and they want to give back and they want to say we're thinking of you. And they, I can't find it on the quilt, but they have a patch in the corner of each quilt that says, "Thank you for your service from Wabash Valley Correctional." So everybody knows where it came from. Well, we have 5 different programs. We ship care packages to serving soldiers. We have the quilt program. We have an emergency grant and gift card program. So every month a soldier in need can pick up gift cards, and they get $60, 3 $20 gift cards either from Target, Walmart, a gas company, or a grocery food, or they can qualify for an emergency grant, but those are for like essentials, like your electricity is being shut off, or you need gas for your car to get to work, or your insurance needs paying, or a health bill, and we pay the vendor directly that way. There's no misappropriation of funds, but they can do $300 a year through that program. And then we have a camping fund where we work with Camp Gratitude, and he runs a free camp for veterans to help them reintegrate and spend time with families. And so we supply blankets and coffee for his troops, or if someone needs to go to a specific camp that's like PTSD related, we can get a camp scholarship to do that.
Wow.
So those are our 5 basic programs.
Now this is given to the fallen soldiers'
Fallen
families.
soldiers' families.
And then
And there's, I wish I could have gotten the other one out because it has a Statue of Liberty and it says God Bless America on it. It's another fallen soldiers family quilt. So
that one's for the fallen families.
And this
then
is a smaller lap one.
Okay.
And that one would go to either at Christmas time we send them in their care packages. So if they're overseas at Christmas, they get one sent to them with some Christmas decorations. I have an embroidery machine, so we put their names on a Christmas stocking and fill it with goodies for Christmas, and
You're definitely keeping yourself busy.
yeah.
I should get smaller.
Okay, so I have to tell you the story of all these boxes. I got contacted a couple of months ago from a guy named Jackson Cooper. He's a 17-year-old boy out of Apple Valley. And he was working for his Eagle Scout badge, and he wanted to pack boxes for the troops, care packages.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he's committing himself to 100 boxes. And I said, Jackson, that's way too many for one little boy to do. I said, we did 327 last Christmas. And I said, you to do 1/3 of that is a lot to ask of yourself.
Oh, no.
And he said, yeah. So I gave him the smaller boxes, but he was able to fill 110 boxes. He delivered them last night. But this is for him to earn his Eagle Scout badge.
Oh,
So
nice.
he put a letter to each one of the troops in the boxes, so I made a copy for you to take with you. So you can
Fantastic.
talk about Jackson if you want.
Definitely.
But he gets his Eagle Scout for doing this. He committed to 100 boxes and he actually did 110.
Way to go. That is fantastic. You know, the troops need so much help and so much support. And it's got to come from everywhere,
Right.
you know?
Well, at Christmas time, that's everybody's busy season for sending boxes. But we try and do it year round because people get forgotten during the year when there's not as much going on. But at Christmas, each soldier gets a blanket and Christmas decorations in one box, and then they get a box of hygiene and a box of food. So,
Very nice. Now, I know we've done a lot of talking, but I want to give you your time. Is there anything that we didn't go over you want to express a little bit more or talk about a little bit more?
I just want the soldiers to know that we're here for them. And there's a lot of programs, and I know it's difficult to share what you've went through, and so reach out. Reach out. There's a lot of us that don't understand what you're going through, but that doesn't mean we don't care. And I just want to see that suicide rate go down. And there's a lot of us out there, a lot of veteran organizations that are working for that same goal. 22 soldiers a day is just too much.
Totally agree. Well, thank you. Thank you for letting us come in and share your home and everything you do here. I know it's really appreciated, and there are a lot of people that rely on you and count on the blessings that you're giving away. So this was a thing.